Good morning, fellow investors. This is Greg Miller coming at you with another video about spin-off and special situations investing. Today, I'm doing a quick recap of my experience with the THL credit tender offer that finished up this last week. Check it out. I think you'll be excited to see what happened. Hey everyone, this is Greg Miller from Spinoff Investing Simplified. I'm your host here at Spinoff Investing Simplified's YouTube channel. And I appreciate you stopping by and taking a look around. If you appreciate this video or any of the others, please subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you along. We also appreciate your comments, and smashing that like button helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. We sure appreciate your time with us and hope you enjoy this video. Thanks a bunch. All right, so as I said in the intro, I'm going to talk about the THL credit, or TCRD is the ticker symbol for this. They had a tender offer that came up last month, and I participated in it. If you want to know more about it, I'll have a little link in the video that you can check out my initial thoughts and opinions on this. And well, let's just jump in and see what happened. So first and foremost, we're looking at small investors, people with, not like a big nest egg or anything like that. And why was this an investment that you might be interested in? Well, first and foremost, THL credit was at a share price below $10 a share. That's usually something that keeps institutional investors out. That, along with a total market capitalization of 100 million to 125 million, kind of in the last 3 to 5 months, indicated that not a lot of institutional investors would be as interested in this as we could be. And then finally, this was a Dutch tender offer, which has some special considerations that are kind of useful for interested investors. My experience. So on the 24th of last month, I purchased 1,600 shares of THL credit at $3.17 a share. So that brought my total invested amount to $5,065.44. Luckily enough, I have a trading account with TD Ameritrade, and that eliminated any extraneous fees and stuff like that on this. It was pretty cut and dry activity. And then last week, you may have seen the video, I tendered all my shares at various prices. I'll have another link to that. You can take a look at the initial the laddering effect that I did. I tendered all of them between I think it was $335 and $355 or $365, and then the tender actually was completed at $375 a share, and that gave me a total returned cash of $6,000 into my account. You should understand, when we're talking about Dutch tender offers, and this was something that was a little bit new to me, when you talk about a Dutch tender offer, the way that the rules are written is if you participate in it and the price that you want to be tendering the shares at, in this case, goes higher than the price that you tendered those shares, then you get that higher price. And so that was a super useful benefit for this particular tender offer. And it turned out to be a great deal for me to tender them at $375 a share. So yeah, over the 23 days that I had this money invested, I came up with $934.56 off of a base of $5,065.44. Gives me approximately 18.45% return over those 23 days. If I annualize that, that gives me almost 300% at 292.79% return. So great return on this, kind of like the same thing that I had with the Ecolab Apergy type return, similar type return for this. And I mean, I have I have less than $10,000, so it's not like I'm going to affect the amount that went in this. It would have been, it might have been great to have had twice as much as that, you know, and come out with $2,000 in a less than a month's time. But it was a great experience, and I'm pretty pleased with the results. You should understand that some of the risks that went in my favor are, first and foremost, all of those shares were accepted in the tender as part of the rules of the Dutch tender auction, and the price going beyond the share tender prices that I had submitted. That also meant that all of my shares were accepted at the higher tender price. I expected to have about $3.50 a share come out of this, which would put me at about 10% return. And I was perfectly happy with that. And even if I did not get all those shares tendered today, THL Credit is trading at about $3.50 a share, which meant that I probably would have gotten somewhere close to that 10%. So a relatively low risk opportunity in my view with this. And then finally, the entry price, I got into THL Credit at $3.17 a share, which was below the low end of the tender offer, which was $3.25 a share. So really the relative risk was pretty slim, and so it was a pretty good return based on a limited amount of risk given with this particular special situation. Some lessons that I learned. I need to do a little bit more about laddering into positions, perhaps even over a few days. And the reason I say this is because I bought in at $3.17 a share after it was announced. The next day, I could have bought in at closer to about $3.10 a share, which, I mean, 7 cents a share is not a big deal. But when you're starting to talk about 1,000 shares a piece, you know, that's $70. And in this particular case, that might have pushed me over 20% returns for the 23 days. And so something to consider, something to think about. Maybe I should be laddering into the positions. On the backside of this, learning that lesson, I laddered into the Dutch tender auction at the tender amounts, and that turned out to be swimmingly, or it turned out really well for me. So anyway, that's my experience with the THL Credit tender offer. If you participated in the THL Credit tender offer and you had a similar experience, or you had something that went wrong, please share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective on how this particular tender offer went, and we'll catch you next week. Thanks a bunch for watching, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and smash that that subscribe button and like button. And you can always turn on notifications so you can make sure you get the next video as it comes through. I sure appreciate you watching. Thanks a bunch, guys. As we finish up, we have one final note for you. This video was made for educational purposes only. Any companies mentioned in this presentation were discussed for educational purposes only. Discussing such companies and the specifics about them is for illustrative purposes only and not a solicitation to purchase them. We recommend that you conduct your own research and identify why you might want to own the company yourself before you commit any funds. We also recommend that you seek the services of a financial advisor that has considered your situation as your fiduciary. May your education here grow your knowledge, improve your personal investing performance, and give you the confidence to take control of your future. Thanks.